Good morning, everyone. I'm here to talk to you, the automotive industry, about why and how the industry should embrace the change of transitioning to electric vehicles. As we're all aware, historically cars have predominantly used petrol or diesel to fuel their engines since their production began in 1888. However, there is an increasing demand for manufacturers to focus their efforts and resources on the transition to electric vehicles. The electric vehicle global market experienced an astounding 108% year-on-year growth in 2021. This change is being heavily driven by consumer demand and the pressures of corporate social responsibility on organizations. As the transportation sector accounts for 23% of global energy-related greenhouse gas emissions, it's no surprise that for many large organizations who own or lease a fleet of vehicles, there is a growing requirement to align their fleet policy with their corporate social responsibility strategy. We would like to challenge the automotive industry to set a target goal for EVs to make up 50% of all new passenger and light truck sales by the end of the year 2030. We believe this is a realistic target to achieve that aligns with the current EV goals set by many of the major countries leading the transition to EVs. These countries include USA, Canada, China, and India. We're already seeing an exponential rate of adoption for EVs across the globe, with clear evidence that government, businesses, and consumers are on board with the change. Now let's take a quick look at what is driving the change at the various levels. Government action. Many governments are actively driving the adoption of EVs. This can be in the form of financial incentives to both businesses and consumers, tax incentives, or by banning or limiting the sales of petrol cars. Zero exhaust pipe emissions. This has been linked to considerable ill health and an estimated 40,000 deaths per year in the UK alone. Lower total ownership costs. The maintenance and repair costs for electric vehicles are generally around 20 to 40% cheaper than comparable internal combustion vehicles. Price parity between electric and petrol cars has also been projected to be achieved by the year 2024, which will further bolster the position of electric vehicles in the market. And lastly, consumer desire. As illustrated on the slide infographic, there is a clear growing interest in electric vehicles, with a survey showing that 69% of participants would likely choose an EV as the next company car if they were given the option, as well as 86% of participants in companies that already offer electric cars stating that they would likely consider one for their next vehicle. A good example of a company embracing this change is Tesla, who have built their whole business on renewable energy in the form of batteries and solar panels. Tesla is a market leader and has continued its dominance in 2021, accounting for 75% of the Q1 EV sales in the US and currently have 14% of the global market share. Although Tesla did not invent electric vehicles, they created a successful business model to overcome the obstacles they faced in mass adoption. They did this by building a dedicated charging network. This was revolutionary at the time, as electric vehicles generally had to be charged at home or in very few limited locations that had public charging stations. This proved to be a successful move by Tesla. The results were very similar to the typical positive network externalities effects. As the customer grew, so did the number of charging stations, which further built on Tesla's competitive advantage. Adopting this change to electric vehicles can benefit the industry in many ways. Firstly, there are the tangible benefits such as reduced costs and increased profitability. As mentioned previously in this presentation, it is projected the price parity between electric and petrol vehicles will be achieved by the year 2024. As the rate of adoption increases, the technology becomes more efficient, resulting in lower pricing and better products. This is an exciting opportunity for profitability, considering that we're already seeing electric vehicle maker Tesla operating with industry high margins of 33%. Secondly, there are intangible benefits that come with being environmentally friendly. These benefits can include brand awareness, customer loyalty, and employee morale. A recent study by global and strategy pricing consultancy Simon-Kucher and Partners supported this argument by revealing that more than 1/3 of global consumers are willing to pay more for sustainability as demand grows. To successfully implement this change, organizations need to have managers who are capable and willing to drive organizational change through a change leadership style of management. Change leadership challenges the status quo and promotes creativity and innovation. Managers who effectively use change leadership commonly exhibit the following traits. They are confident in ability, willing to take risks, seize opportunities, expect surprises, and they make things happen. However, change is usually not easy to introduce as it requires acceptance and commitment from all parties involved. Even with effective management, one of the most common challenges of introducing change is resistance. Resistance to change is the common response to change when people are faced with uncertainty or don't see or understand why the change is needed. These issues are best managed by education and communication, participation and involvement, and facilitation and support. I hope today's presentation has provided you with some valuable insight into the opportunities ahead and why change should be embraced. Thank you for listening.